you viewers. Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing the approval by the Federal Executive Council of over 3 billion naira for the supply and installation of customized explosive and narcotic detection screening systems for 5 international airports across the country. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, made the announcement on Monday while briefing State House correspondents. He added that the screening systems will disallow travelers from having their bags opened for manual check.
Since I came to office, we have been inundated with complaints of the harrowing experiences that passengers go through at the airports where they have to physically search their bags. I'm sure you all know about that, and it's been really getting under the skin of Nigerians. You see various agencies lined up, NDLA say, open your bag, Immigration, open your bag, Customs, open your bag, EFCC, open your bag, and they will dipping their hands in your bag. And, so we thought we should do something like you have the TSA in America, where you have detection machines. So when they pass through your machine, your bags through the machines, it detects explosives or any other thing, and that's the end of the search. And so it's for the approval of the award of contract for the supply and installation of customized explosive and narcotics detection screening systems with remote and dual view for the international airports of Abuja, Lagos, Kano, Port Harcourt, and Enugu.
Well, all right, Dr. Abati, I heard you hailing this move earlier this morning when, I believe it was on the news headlines. You were talking about the fact that, the screening system is good so that, people will not be touching some private parts and things like that. I heard you this morning, Dr. Abati. But like you heard him say, it is for a screening system for explosives and narcotics at this point. But my issue here is, do we really need that at the airports? I mean, given that the whole infrastructure at the airport needs a total overhauling. We have screening systems in place. We know that we do have that. When you want to pass your bags through, there's some airports that do have those systems. And there is manual checks all over the world, Dr. Abati. Even when I come back home to Nigeria, sometimes when I open my bag, there's this, paper that would show that the TSA had checked my bag manually. They'll open it up and they'll check it. So I don't know if this is the right time to be, appropriating 3.2 billion naira for screening of explosives and narcotics. You may have a point, but there are issues on ground, and I'll read some of them. There's the lack of ILS, which is the Instrument Landing System. My biggest issue here, I remember when I was going to the village last month for my mother's one-year memorial, and we had to hoover for at least 30 minutes because the aircraft couldn't land. And this is because of lack of instrument landing system, which I think I want to put that to the attention of the aviation minister, and which also brings me to my next story. In the meantime, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has suspended all wet-leased aircraft in the fleet of United Nigeria Airlines after an Abuja-bound flight landed in Asaba over the weekend. The airline said the flight was diverted to Asaba due to poor destination weather. However, according to independent newspaper, sources from the NCAA revealed that a dispatch error by one of the flight dispatchers of the airline led to the diversion. The source claimed that reports received from the air traffic controllers contradicted the claim of the airline. Dr. Abati, let me just read some statements that was in that newspaper. According to the NCAA source, they claim that the airline may have used weather conditions to douse the error, but the reports received from the air traffic controller contradicted the claim, which I just read. The source also said that the event was due to a dispatch error, which I said. The airline decided to use weather to divert attention, but their communication with us told us what really happened. The pilots were properly briefed before they boarded, but when the pilots saw the document before them, the dispatch document was saying ABB instead of ABV, which is abbreviation for Abuja and Asaba. So they proceeded to Asaba, but didn't communicate with the cabin crew. Maybe if they had communicated with the cabin crew, they would have been able to tell the pilots that it was supposed to be for Abuja, not Asaba. They announced they were going to Abuja, and suddenly everyone found themselves in Asaba. But I know you must have seen those. We joined our statement by United Airlines saying that it was due to weather. NCAA is investigating, and we'll wait for that report to come out.
Well, NCAA is not just investigating. NCAA has also suspended flights by wet-lease aircraft, by United Airlines. Beyond that, I made the point earlier that the minister is meeting with the heads of the various agencies today. He had met them before when he gave them a marching order that anybody that behaves in a manner that would result in his being removed as Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development will be removed before President Tinubu uses him as a scapegoat. And so he says that, look, apart from the investigations, looking into many of the incidents that have occurred, there will be sanctions. And I made the point that we're looking forward to seeing those sanctions, because in the aviation sector, security and safety are paramount. Where you drop the ball in any regard, it could lead to, tragedy. And you are very right that it's not just about scanning machines that are wrong. The infrastructure is decaying. After all, the minister had to move, arrival lounge to another part of the wing of the international airport in Murtala Mohammed here in Lagos the other day. But even that is causing a lot of problems. In terms of facilities at our airports, many of these airports, the air conditioning is not working. The conveniences are in a very bad shape. So you are right to say it goes beyond, scanners. There's a whole lot that has to be done. You mentioned ILS, which is the landing, system. Many of the airports don't have landing ILS, which was why, one of the explanations given by an expert on the subject was that when the private jet overran the runway in Ibadan, it was because there was no ILS. And then many of these airports, you can only operate there within certain hours of the day. They will say, okay, you can't take off before this time, and the airport must close at so time. Even putting airline operators, all of them generally, into difficulty because the number of hours that they can do is limited due to poor infrastructure, within the system in Nigeria. So it's a cocktail of things that will have to be addressed. And then, of course, we all know that we've been having quite a number of incidents. The other day, one aircraft had to abort its flight because they said it had broken wings. That could have led to serious trouble. Dana Air, the other day, had to abandon its flight because he said there were operational challenges. Max Air is also said to be in a very poor shape. I mean, you can't have an aviation sector where, just about only one or two airlines are really in a good shape. So this is the major problem. About these scanners, well, there's something called international standards. What is the international standard? Our people here, they, for some other reasons, don't do things the right way. And that's why the emphasis should be on sanctions, not just by the ministry, but also by, customs. Yes, when you are traveling, they have these machines that you pass your things through. But when you return, after taking your bag from the car, you have to pass through customs. Customs would insist on checking your bag. It's not every bag that they check. Maybe based on suspicion. But the point I made earlier is that in other parts of the world, when they want to check your bag, maybe there's something they suspect, and they will at least wear gloves. How many of our people here at Murtala Mohammed wear gloves? So that's the issue, the gloves. And they will be putting their hands inside the people's bag. So the invasion of privacy is the point I was talking about. About raising the standards. Yeah. Okay? You buy a chocolate for your children, or you buy biscuit. One bushman, because he's wearing uniform, will be carrying the chocolate. If you are not careful, they will ask you to give you their own out of it. No, this is the kind of thing we are talking about.
Always.
Okay?
Yes.
So, and the minister should look at safety, should look at standards, and should impose sanctions if need be, but you should not start behaving like a headmaster. You should also listen to those heads of agencies and see how the Nigerian government can help address their issues. 3.2 billion for scanners in 5 airports. Well, I hope there will be due diligence. I hope there will be transparency. And I hope that we, the people of Nigeria, we, the people who use those 5 international airports, in Kano, in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, in Abuja, and Enugu, will be allowed to know when those scanners are bought.
Yes.
And where they were bought. And nobody should go and buy second-hand scanners.
Yes.
That will pack up after 1 month.
All right, Rufai.
I mean,
inadequacy at our airport.
It has to be said. So what we need is a total rehaul of our institutions. You see, these days I struggle to ask which institutions are working in Nigeria. Maybe not too many. Which institution works in Nigeria that there's no, in Nigerian palace, one comma or the other? And it's not a case of trying to denigrate your nation. It's speaking facts. Oh, probably a bright spot will be Minister of Interior, that was able to clear. But some people are also saying they are
able to clear the passport, backlog.
But some people are also saying they are facing challenges, So in a while, look at the aviation sector. Oji, you are saying landing device. Have you gone to the toilets?
So I actually went for my trip back from Egypt. I used the newly built airport. It was actually really nice.
Okay,
very nice.
The toilets.
Yes, the toilets were nice.
Maybe because
but it's the old terminal that has the issue. Some of the issues, like even the baggage area where you have to put your bags, the luggage, has enough space.
Let's wait for some years. Let's wait for some years. It's still new terminal. They just started using it when.
No, it's really nice.
It's nice because it's new.
Yeah.
I'm talking about maintenance culture.
Yes.
At some point, Murtala Mohammed, that first wing was nice because it was new. It was that airport was modeled after Schiphol in Amsterdam. But you can see how the carousel belts, you are trying to get your luggage, the rubber slab is pulling out.
Absolutely.
The carousel belt everywhere is dirty. You get the first immigration officer, I say, welcome, what do you bring for us? Money, give us money, give us money. Police officers, they are asking you for money. You see, these are people that give Nigeria image of a beggar nation.
Yeah. I have anxiety when I come.
You have all sorts of shenanigans going on in that system.
All right.
Then the general look and feel, then the ACs.
That's why I have anxiety.
So the AC is very hot. Another one, the ACs are not in good condition and everything. So it is a complete overhaul. I'm happy that the new wing is good because it's new.
Really nice.
But I would like to see it 5 years from now or 10 years from now before you start to see things are falling apart. So we need a holistic reform of the aviation sector, and I don't think it's government that will do it alone. We need our airport to be fit for purpose in such a way that we can even concession our airports. There are a lot of Nigerians willing to run these airports. I mean, we saw the works of the likes of the Babalaki on the local airport. If we can concession our airports, we keep telling the story of how a Nigerian was running Gatwick at a point. So if we can concession our airports, the Asaba airports are years up for concessioning. How far have we been able to do that? I'm
getting some messages, some people sending me some other ideas, lack of transit facilities and transit areas in our international airports.
What about the trolleys?
Yes, entire dilapidated carousel for luggage.
That one is dead.
Inadequate check-in spaces for airlines leading to delays.
In fact, lack of proper logistical planning, that when you have a barrage of people that come to the airport, then the next thing they can't. So, there's also lack of adequate apron space for aircraft parking in our major airports. Which is a problem, even with this new terminal. So that's why you have to be ferried. That's why you have to taxi to this new terminal, because there are no apron strings on this new terminal. And there was a building design problem. For the United Airlines, let me just clarify. I'm able to get a correct something that said it's just one of their aircraft that is on wet list that has been suspended. Because when we keep saying suspended, because we also have to be careful about their business, because people are thinking, oh, maybe I should not book them. It's only one of their aircraft that was affected in the wet list. I just had to. But why are we even having this problem? It's a complete breakdown, and a complete breakdown of things in the system. I am happy the aviation minister has looked at this, but also the wording of his tweets I have problems with, because you should be able to specify what you are meeting the stakeholders for so we know. But when you just say general safety concerns, people start to think of the days of so. So that we bring all of this, We just want a better airline sector. It's not that you think I feel happy coming to talk here that the carousel in the former wing was always pulling out, and your luggage and all of that. And also the way they tamper with your luggage. Oh, I've had an incident where my luggage stayed a day over in the airport. Before you got there, they had torn through the luggage.
Oh, I've gone through a lot of suitcases.
Yeah.
Every time I travel,
so they
I have
tear
to
through it, especially
suitcase.
that place that they
raise a
normally
very
put
valid
luggage.
point.
How
Every
come
time.
that they go there, they tear through it, and the airport authorities can't do anything? They will have swindled and put on and stolen things from your luggage.
All right, I think we've done justice to this story. That
Yes,
ILS thing is so important. It gives everyone anxiety to be on